What's going on, guys? This is Makai. So we got a lot of details to go over from the Bleach Rebirth the Souls system overview trailer. This is going to be a long one, so get your popcorn, sit down, and have a fun time. What, yo? Let's hop into the video. Also, let's try to get 200 likes on this video. Trailer opens up with the montage of the different playable characters. We see characters like Tozen and some other ones we haven't seen for a while. Tozen has a new outfit, as we already seen before, but this further clarifies it. Then just before they get into the battle explanation, we see Ichigo's sword, and we see the moon up top. The homage is crazy. The announcer guy, as I refer to, gives an overview of how the game will work. We get like a montage of the characters fighting, but just before he gets into it, we have a montage of Uryu quickly fighting to aid the Espada. If you guys look very closely, this is his Waco Mundo outfit, but he has his Soul Society bow and the glove. This deconfirms the second version of Uryu, but I do find it kind of disappointing that we didn't get his second bow. The announcer gives an overview of the game. Foundation of sword combat lies in mastering gaps and strategy. Next, he outlines attack, guard, or breaker, as you need to choose one of three actions when it comes to combat. We see two new things in the gameplay here while this is being displayed. We see Tozen using the Hakugeki move, and we see Ichigo but in a new costume. This is the costume that he is in after he fought against Ukiura, where his whole outfit is ruined. Next, the announcer states that the ultimate goal is to deplete Reishi and claim victory. Next, he goes ahead and outlines the two types of combos: quick attack combo for rapid strikes and flash attack combo for devastating power. He goes on to then say that each character's sword has a different gap, strong attack, and speed. Essentially, that each character operates differently, and you need to keep these in mind and master them in order to excel with them in battle. But he also outlines that it's important to judge how characters can succeed in attacking at a favorable distance, so it kind of goes into what I was just saying about how different characters attack differently. So essentially, you're gonna have to master characters to know what is favorable and what's least favorable for each character. We see a quick snippet of Rangiku. She's using her Hinako, and it looks like she got some type of AoE like damage. And we also see Mayuri, which confirms his Grappler arm, something that fans were disappointed when we first got his trailer, but it seems to be that he does in fact have it. He goes over the three reverse actions: chain, burst, and soul. Then goes over ways in which case you can turn the tide of battle, such as follow-up ho-ho, which you can extend combos with. And then he outlines the counter, which you can use to see evade attacks and strike your opponent from behind. Backshots? What, yo? Next up, he goes over the initial stuff with battle. If you do enough damage, you can unlock a powerful move called the Kiko move, which is capable of destroying the opponent's Konpaku. The key to victory is essentially mastering the flow of sword fights and also being able to execute the Kiko move. Even if you are on the weakened side, you can still turn the tide of battle and win. Fighting spirit gauge accumulates automatically as you battle, and eventually you can activate your awakened state. The awakening itself boosts stats and alters certain characters' actions. We're already privy to this, but it's just nice to have a refresher. What we didn't know about is Kikon Channel. This is triggered by accumulating more fighting spirit while awakened. This allows you to unleash a more powerful Kikon move capable of reversing the situation with a single devastating strike. We see Chad and Uryu fighting against each other. This part of the system, he is describing the unique systems that highlights characters' individuality and appeal. We get a look at what Soifon's Nigekiki Satsu could do if it's effectively pulled off. Now, I'm not sure if that's after she gets hit twice or the first time. Signature moves are stated to be able to be used without consuming any gauge, so they're a free attack that you can constantly make use of. As we know, the spiritual pressure moves consume the gauge to unleash a unique and powerful attack. It's told to us that character abilities are enhanced significantly during awakening. This is to allow us to experience the Bleach battle style with even more unique tactics and strategies. Ooh. If Haribel isn't in the game, technically this snippet of Neliel kind of proves that the underboob could also refer to her, but I digress. We see Kisuke using Hado number 91. He used it against Aizen, and we see here, it seems like we get a brief snippet of story mode as Ichigo awakens as the Vasta Lorde form, and you can hear Orihime and Uryu screaming Ichigo. You even see the cutscene where Orihime like loses it because Ichigo essentially was killed. You even see the point where Ichigo puts his foot on Ukura's face and blasts him to smithereens. After this, the trailer goes over to battle mode. We got two modes that are being highlighted. Offline mode, which you could play with friends, which would indicate that there's local play, and then we have online mode, but there's nothing told to us about the online mode features like tournament mode, endless, that is being highlighted, so we're still left in the dark about that. Next up, we go over to story mode, and we're told a little bit about story mode, which is great. As you guys already know, we have main story and we have secret story. If you look real closely, secret story states that experience story is unavailable in standard play, while the main story is stated to be relive the Bleach story. The main story is stated to be Ichigo's journey from the Substitute Soul Reaper arc to the conclusion of the Arrancar arc. We see briefly of the Wako Mundo outfits of Renji and Rukia where they have the capes on, so who knows, that might be other costumes for them. Secret Story is then highlighted. However, if you look very closely, there are actually three different factions of Secret Story. There's the human world, which is symbolized by the combat pass that Ichigo has, the Soul Society, which is highlighted by the Soul Society symbol, and Wako Mundo, which means that there's going to be three different areas of Secret Story. Secret Story is stated to be original stories which describe the main narrative from each character's perspective. Essentially a canon filler type of thing. Maybe Kubo assisted with this, so it might be some canonical information despite being filler. We see Orihime once more in another area called side episode. This might be in the secret episode section where it states that there are side episodes which describe daily life between battles. We see Renji and Orihime in the school outfit, which could be yet another costume for Renji and Rukia. Now you can even see Renji and Rukia kind of confirming that they're meant to be together. He's holding her hand in kind of one of those. Then we go to the extras section. First, we're met with something called missions. Missions is outlined in 3 levels: level 1, level 2, and level 3. And if you look real closely at the symbols, one looks like the Soul Society, the other one I can't make out, but let's just say for convenience sake that's Wako Mundo, and the third one looks like the Gates of Hell. The announcer guy outlines what the mission mode is, but essentially it says that there are trainings and a variety of challenging elements available here. I would imagine that one key way of getting better at using characters is also playing mission mode. In one of the snippets, we see it says wave 3 of 3, so maybe as one of the missions, you have to beat a wave of enemies for 3 rounds before you can continue on to the next mission. Then we finally got clarification on what the store is in the game. It is not what people thought it was. This isn't microtransactions, thank goodness. There is customizable items, so the following are for online stuff. Konpaku certificates got a couple of elements attached to them: icon, title, plates, and stickers. These items could be purchased with the in-game currency that you can earn through story mode, and I imagine through other areas like mission mode. Now, on the bottom might scare you because it says you can get customizable items like Konpaku certificates for online play as well as equipment. Then when you go over to the section that says bargains, we see these attack fragments, or these fragments for soul crystals. We have a red one, yellow one, blue, and green one. These might be things to enhance characters, which has some people worried because it says for online play. I would quickly just say that if we believe that this will be allowed for online play, I imagine similar to even Spark and Zero, this is an optional thing to play with on or off. Even a producer a while back said that every character has the same percentage of winning when it comes to battles. I wouldn't be too worried about these items at all. Inside of options, we have 4 areas: game, display, audio, and language. In the game section, we have control type, which you can choose between standard control and advanced. It states that select a control type from either standard or advanced. In standard, where quick attack or flash attack is used repeatedly, a Hakugeki will be performed automatically. In advanced, all control input is performed manually. So it seems to be that advanced is kind of like just letting off the training wheels, but essentially you'll probably fight similar to what you did with standard with advanced. Then there is a difficulty for story battle, so you can choose from standard, I would imagine hard, and easy. This is of course independent from mission mode, because mission mode has its own difficulty with 3 different levels and probably different areas. The biggest thing of them all that might make a lot of you guys happy that I've been seeing comments is the battle system voice. You can turn him off. No more hearing "strike back" in your gameplay. Instead, you can have it very quiet, and that's it. This part might make some of you guys mad. You might get mad at me, I don't know why. But Aizen cuts down 2 people. He cuts down Izuru and Aiba. Now, Aiba is a character that doesn't really fight, but there's a part in Fate Katakura Town where Aizen switches places with Momo, and after that, they realize, oh shit, we stabbed Momo. Then they look down, and Aizen appears. He cuts them, and then he appears as Aizen. First as Momo, cuts them down, then it appears as Aizen, and he's just standing there cool. Then Shinji reacts, and he's like, when did you do it? I have a question for you. At what point did you think that I wasn't using Kyokusui Getsu? At first glance, it's like, oh cool, they recreated the scene in some capacity. But when you really think about it, hold up. So they put Aiba as a character model, but they didn't put Ichigo's sisters and father as a character model? Maybe we're jumping the gun here and they do have character models and they just didn't put them in at that point of the story. But then I would argue, what if Ishin doesn't have a character model? Why would Aiba have a character model? Unless this is implying that he may be in the game in a fighting capacity. Who knows? Maybe he's a part of Komamura's moveset. Maybe he's a playable character in the game. I would quickly say that if you believe he's not a playable character, why does he get a model but Ishin and the sisters don't? And if you do think he's a playable character, why is he a playable character, but Ishin is not? Then at the end of the trailer, we're met with the Season Pass screen. They finally tell us that the Season Pass, then it says Bleach 1000 Year Blood War, join as playable characters. On my live stream a little earlier, I stated that I believe that Ichigo, Yuha, as well as Uryu and maybe Ichibei would be the Season Pass characters. The main reason for Yuha and Ichigo are kind of self-explanatory. Uryu is one of the characters that some people may disagree with, and Ichibei just because overall relevancy. That's the Season Pass, and it really got you wondering. I've seen some people mentioning characters, I'm like, I'm not sure about that. But this trailer did a lot of things for us. It at least gave us more clarification what these soul crystals may be, their enhancement items for the characters, as to whether they're only for offline or both offline and online will only be shown later on. But yeah, right now we're still waiting. And again, now the end screen says that the Season Pass is 1000 Year Blood War playable characters. It doesn't say 1000 Year Blood War and Fullbring. That seemingly destroys the argument that Fullbring will have DLC characters. They may have a playable capacity in the final season, and they may end up being playable, but I'm just prattling at this point. What do you guys think about this? Let me know down in the comment section. I'm Makai-san. I told you guys you're gonna need your popcorn, so hopefully you enjoyed. What yo, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.